mostly rhetorical. It's mostly rhetorical.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Mostly Rhetorical. I'm your host, a smallmouth bass. And did you see it? Did you see the eclipse? Did everyone ask you over the past week, did you see the eclipse? The only person that I'm pretty sure that did not see the eclipse is my dad. And he was like, he said his work scheduled a meeting when the eclipse was happening. It's like, guys, this isn't happening for at least 300 years. Can we move the meeting 5 minutes? And they're like, we can't. We know the moon is coming to hang out with the sun for the first time ever. Here in Canada, at least, and fucking fully encompass the whole thing. But we gotta talk shop, dude. You think we're just gonna sit here and not talk shop and fucking watch this moon do its whole thing around the thing? We're not watching anything. Now sit there at your thing and then watch the thing. We saw it. We went to, so here in Canada, where there's two places where you could fully see it, or two or three places that you could fully see the totality of the moon take over the sun. It sounds like I'm a scientist, and I am. Dr. Joey Mossman, or Professor? I don't know, whatever. Scientist Joey Mossman. And both places that you could go to around us in Toronto area, they were about 2 hours away each. And one was Niagara Falls, and the other one was this place called Prince Edward County. We ended up going to Prince Edward County, but apparently 200,000 people went to Niagara Falls, and that's literally everyone. No one else. There was no one left in the world. Everyone was at Niagara Falls. But the place that we went to, was pretty much the smallest town of all time. Prince Edward County. It took us like 2.5 hours to get there. And we didn't know if there's going to be like a ton of fucking traffic or what was going to happen. We finally got into the little area, into the town. Like, it's basically one fucking road that takes you into this little cute little area. So there was traffic, but it's because there was just one stop sign that was directing the flow of traffic. Like, everyone had to go through this one stop sign to get to, I guess, like the main town area. So we finally get through everything, and like after that one stop sign, it's you're good. You can just go forever. We got there in like 20 minutes to the heart of the town. It's like a place that like tumbleweeds would like constantly just be going. Like, you'd just be looking outside. Tumbleweed. It's just one of those places, like a very small town, rural area. It's so cute though, man. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we set up and we went down to this like little marina area, and there was no one there really. There was no one around, like, because there was only the two spots that were doing the eclipse. We were like, this is gonna be fucking packed in, dude. Packed in, shacked in. And it was neither shacked nor packed. And we got a little cute picnic table, had some lunch. It was fucking cute as hell, man. And there was, when it started happening, there was like this kind of cliffside area beside us, and people just started cheering. They just started cheering the moon on for eclipsing the sun. They're like, yeah, just fucking go get him, man. And as soon as it went all the way over, this one guy behind us was like, nothing's even going to happen. The streetlights are just going to go on. And then like collectively, all 15 of us were like, yeah. And then it got dark and the streetlights went on, and that was it. He was right. It's like he had experienced a totalitarianism eclipse before. Totalitarantino. My friend has a song that he wrote called Tarantino. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, people were loving the eclipse, dude. There was like a pack of physics students there simping over the eclipse. This is like the moment they've been waiting for their entire lives. And now they're at Western University going to school for physics. And now's the time to simp for the eclipse, dude. If anyone's going to simp for it, they have like this sign. I'll be your my eclipse. If anyone's going to simp over the eclipse, it's physics students right now. They probably all just graduated. They probably saw it and then went back to school and they're like, well, you're done here. You experienced totalitarian, and now it's over and you've graduated, and congratulations. Yeah, it was so fun, dude. It was, even though it was 4 minutes of it just becoming like nighttime for a few seconds, it was well worth the drive. It was a good time. And then leaving, was like, you were just going back to the same stop sign. And there was so much traffic for this one goddamn stop sign on the way back, dude. It was like this town's Woodstock, except instead of musicians playing, the sun was just hanging out with the moon for a quick hang with the sun, a quick simp with the Eclipse, simping with the Eclipse. But on the way back, there was this guy playing guitar on his porch, and this road is like really long, and the stop sign, it takes a while to get there. So like no one's going to be stopping for this guy and watching him play guitar. So since there was so much traffic, like we're just like right in front of his house, and he's strumming like he's never strummed before. Like there's all 2,000 people are lined up watching this guy play guitar. He's basically playing a sold out show, with the headliner being the Eclipse. This is finally his moment, dude. This town has never seen more than 6 cars in a row. Like if there was more than 6 cars at the stop sign, chaos. And this was chaos. So this guy's playing his heart out, nailing it, by the way. And honestly, he probably got signed after that. A record label executive was just stuck in traffic with just over 7 cars at the stop sign, and they were like, who's that guy? This guy's pretty good. Yeah, he opened up for the Eclipse, basically. He finally did the ultimate gig, dude. I imagine one person got like 40 people at least. Out of all the people that were looking at the Eclipse, at least 40 people got superpowers. They had to. They're like, I'm just going to look directly at it. I'm like, nah. And then either they got superpowers or they're blind. Or like the superpower is like really good at like buttering a bagel now. Like he's just the dexterity. Just for that one task, though, they're like, wow, when'd you get so fast at buttering a bagel? And he's like having flashbacks of just looking directly at the Eclipse. And the Eclipse turns into a bagel, and that's how he gets the superpower. God, I got to start writing for something. Some kind of, if Stan Lee was still with us, and I might be the new Stan Lee, at least with this bagel idea. Once I get this bagel idea off the ground, it's going to be smooth sailing, dude. I ran across this fucking WestJet ad on YouTube. And I don't know if fucking companies just are outwardly sucking now. Like I know with the whole Boeing thing and them being the absolute worst company of all time and just, actively committing murder, not very good company. But WestJet is I came across a YouTube ad, and it was for WestJet, and it's these two people biking. And if you're just scrolling, you don't really notice it. Like, you're not going to be like, honing in on a WestJet ad, but it's these two people biking beside each other, and they're laughing and having a blast. But I stopped on it, and it's so fucked looking. It's like what nightmare fuel is made of. It's these two people, but their faces are somehow melting and elongated at the same time. And like the handlebars on the bikes that they're riding, there's just like one in the middle for no reason. And then their hands are all like conjoined. And I'm just looking at it like, what the fuck is this? Like, who approved this? Because this looks so fucking bad. Like, when you type in, like, for example, I typed in something written on an orange. Like, I wanted writing on an orange in Sharpie marker. But like the Sharpie was like embedded into the orange. Like, when AI is just like, I don't know what's happening here. And it's like, I guess you think he wants this people's face melting and elongated at the same time? Maybe. Who knows? And it just looks so bad. Like, but it's what I imagine because it's AI and looks like shit, it's what I imagine high school projects looking like now. like they're all just like really fucking shitty looking because no one tried and then just used AI. Like, they just waited till the very last second to do the project. And they're like, I don't know, fucking two people on a bike. And then it just spits out this horrifying image. They just straight up hired, WestJet hired a grade 10 student to be their CEO of marketing. Like, we saw your last project and it was actually pretty good. We liked how horrifying it was. We see here you have a background in gym. They're interviewing him. So how long have you been in grade 10 for? They're like, the kid hands him the resume, and it's just his phone and him doing a TikTok dance. They're like, wow, this is actually really fire. When can you start? And then they hire him. They hire him, and he's never at his desk because he's always in the bathroom. He's always in the bathroom vaping. And then he finally gets the job. And they're like, it's your first big project, man. We know you're right out of high school. We took you out of grade 10. You had gym next period, but then we hired you as a CEO. And now's your big chance, dude. Here we go. And then he forgets, sleeps in. He sleeps in and then phones it in last minute and just types in the keywords in AI, and he hands it in, and it's this fucking nightmare picture. And they're like, we love it. I can't believe we had a guy that was actually committed to this job and went to university for this before. Now we have the ultimate guy. West they just don't even know about AI. They don't know about it yet. They're just getting submissions from all these high school students and hiring dozens of high school students because they're like, how are all these kids so good at digital rendering of these nightmare fucking pictures, man? This is amazing. I just don't know how they approved it though. Like, it says made with AI at the bottom, but like, I don't know if that's supposed to be like, oh, no wonder it looks like shit. Like, do they want us to be like, oh, this looks like shit, but it's also made with AI, so it's all good? Or if they want to be like really excited about it and we're like, no way, this is made with AI. It looks insanely bad, dude. Maybe I'll just start sending submissions in. See if I can get my ideas in with WestJet finally. Finally, my dream is alive with WestJet. I had this. So the people above me in this place, when I moved in, my one concern was people living above me, because the last place I lived, I don't know if, I mean, they were wearing weighted things on their ankles. We were like, why are they stomping so much? How does it sound like they're wearing 1,000-pound vests walking around? Because the last place I lived at, they were so fucking loud. And then it turned out they were actually wearing weights on their ankles, so they lived up to the noise. But this place, I was like, I just want to make sure, like, are the people above me the fucking worst? And are they wearing weighted ankle vests? And the landlord or management person was like, no, everyone here is basically a senior, and they are. I haven't ran into anyone below the age of 70, so I'm in my element, dude. I'm going to bed at 9:30. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? We're all asleep at 10. No one's up. If anyone's up, they're younger than me. There's just one 29-year-old here that's staying up for at least until 10:30. But she was like, no, everyone's basically a senior. And I found out yesterday the guy that below me is 92. Like, a sudden move from me up here could very well kill this man where he stands. Like, just like, I'd like drop like a spoon and he's like, and then, you know, there's a lot of ambulances coming in here. Like, I don't mean to laugh at it, but I guess I just laughed at it. So maybe I'll lean into it. But she's like, no one's really making any noise, because no one can, no one's functioning at like a high level of movement to make a lot of noise. And I was like, okay, I will trust you on that, dude. And in the mornings at like 6 or 6:30 in the morning, I'm usually up. But when I moved in, I heard it, like the first few nights, I heard the TV on upstairs very slightly. And like over time, over the month that I've been here, it just got, like one morning I was up at 6 and I went back into my room, and the level of the TV was actually amazing. Like, it sounded like I was watching the TV. Like, I don't know who the fuck needs the TV that loud, but again, same time, if these people are 90 below me, you're going to need to crank that shit, dude. You might not hear literally anything unless it's absolutely cranked. So because I'm up, it didn't matter too much, but at the same time, I was like, I should probably get ahead of this, because what the fuck? This is a lot. This is like the loudest TV I've ever heard. So I contacted them and I was like, hey, contacted like the management person. And I was like, hey, this is the loudest TV I've ever heard. Can you do something about it? Or if I'll go up and just ask them to turn it down or whatever. And I got an email back that was like, yeah, for sure, but I prefer letters. So this was my landlord saying, or the manager. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Also, landlord is such an intense title. Like, it seems like we should change that a little bit. Landlord. It just is like, sounds very ownership-y and like a little bit control-y. Maybe we could change it a little bit. I don't know. So whoever, the management person was like, yeah, I prefer letters. And she lives like down the hall, like very close to me. Very nice person. And she's even got like a little letter like thing on her door, so you can like slip letters in there. So she's like very much leaning into having notes rather than emails. Just living in the past, if you will. And So I figured if I'm going to write letters, dude, I'm just going to fucking lean into it, man. Like I'm going to invest in like ink and quill and only write in cursive. Go back to school, learn how to do cursive. I mean, I guess I know how to do cursive. I just like the S's, dude, the S's in cursive, go fuck yourself. They all just look like boats, dude. They all just end up looking like boats. I'll get one of those, like, what are they called? They're like the wax stamps. Like I'll seal every envelope to her with my insignia wax stamp. Like I'm from like the fucking 1300s. I'll try to get in her good books too, dude. I'll try to get in her good books, but instead of emailing her fun videos, I'll just write a URL on the note in cursive. She's just trying to figure out what the fuck this says, what this URL is in cursive. If anyone needs a game show, dude, if anyone needs a game show that's pretty challenging, game show idea, it's figuring out what a URL is in cursive. Like math, dude. One of the hardest things that could probably ever be done. I'll try to get her the notes faster and invest in like a carrier pigeon or something. I'll get her the notes as fast as possible, but like there's just like a pigeon. There's just going to be a pigeon floating around here now. I just think this building has been here forever. Like this building has very much been around since like probably for like 50 years or something. So not like that old, but just wanting letters is like, I imagine when you put the letter in the little box, and then you throw it in. There's like a little box there that she gets them in. But I can't see, there's only 5 floors here in this apartment, and I can't see everyone wandering downstairs or upstairs or whatever just to like shove in a little thing. She'll always know. She'll always know when I write to her, though, because obviously it'll be in fucking cursive. And I'll have my little insignia on there, but I'll have my return address on there. Every single one. And I'll start every single note with my dearest landlord, comma. And then the rest of it. And the rest of it in unintelligible cursive. I'm going to leave this one here, guys. Thank you again for listening. If you liked this podcast, please like, subscribe. If you want monthly bonus episodes of this podcast or of unreleased music from me, from my 2 projects, Bragg or Joey Mossman Music, you can follow us on Patreon. Sign up on Patreon /Joey Mossman, and you can follow me on all socials at Joey Mossman. So thanks again for listening, guys. I'll talk to you next time.
It's mostly rhetorical. It's mostly rhetorical.